Loss of a family member due to someone else's negligence is difficult and can be tough for so many to navigate. We stopped by the offices of WSFL-TV's trusted advisors, Victor Demesmin Jr. and Jeremy Dover, to talk about the legal options available to surviving family members. As attorneys, you have seen and have probably argued wrongful death cases, and people think that wrongful death is one thing, but it probably means a myriad of different things. Describe what wrongful death is.
It's a civil action that's being brought against another individual for their negligence in a situation where they cause death to another individual.
What is a civil action?
A civil action compared to a criminal action, right? The best way to think about it is, I always compare the O.J. Simpson situation,
Sure.
right? A lot of people were like, hey, well, O.J. Simpson, he lost in trial, but he didn't get arrested. What happened? Well, what people don't realize is there were two trials, right? There was a criminal trial. Beyond a reasonable doubt, they had to prove. The burden of proof is what's the difference, right? And for civil, it's preponderance of the evidence, right? So it's not beyond a reasonable doubt, it's just like 51% at fault, right? Preponderance of the evidence. So for a civil action, it's usually you're going after money, right? Criminal action, you're usually putting someone away in prison or in jail for a criminal act that they performed. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, Victor. Jeremy, what are the legal options surviving family members have?
Yes, so like Victor said, it would be a civil case, but only one person can be appointed, what would be the PR, the personal representative of the estate. Now, in the state of Florida, to be able to obtain compensation for the wrongful death of a family member, you have to either be the spouse, children under 18, the parents, or you can be the children of an unmarried couple. On the mother's side, you're automatic because they know you came from your mother. Mm-hmm. But in the father's side, he has to have recognized you as his legal child throughout the. It's a little more.
So cousins
than usual.
Removed can
no,
go after.
Those,
okay.
That's the limit. That's it. So the simplest way: children, parents, spouse, and they have to be appointed the personal reps. You have to open the estate. You have to have basically people like us can help assist and getting the estate open and having you be the PR to establish that wrongful death claim in court, and you would file. So like he said, it's a civil action. Whereas criminal is the state versus somebody, civil is person versus person or person versus entity that caused the damage.
How often do we see wrongful death suits here in South Florida, or do you guys at Demesmin and Dover?
They can be pretty often. I mean, a lot of times people don't realize that they have a claim for wrongful death because it takes time, first of all. If it's a situation that's unknown, they have to do the homicide investigation and determine what happened and determine what occurred there.
And remember, we're accident attorneys, so unfortunately, sometimes people get in accidents and it's a fatal accident, right? If it's a fatal accident, that's when a wrongful death claim could be brought. Any kind of negligence
fatality, right,
that causes death to another individual, that's when a wrongful death claim could be brought.